Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. All individuals involved in banking, business, and economic operations have an obligation to execute Maqasid Al-Shariah in these fields. In the contemporary business environment, it is crucial to discuss and implement Maqasid Al-Shariah in all business-related operations. By significantly advancing the local market and global commerce, Maqasid Al-Shariah contributes to financial stability and economical gain. The SDG goal 8, decent work and economic growth, can be connected to this study. This study's main focus is on the role Maqasid Al-Shariah plays in promoting financial stability and economic progress. Islamic finance allows for a dynamic mechanism for the Islamic financial system by taking the Sharia principles into consideration to maintain the stability of the economic and financial systems as well as all types of commercial operations. This study can be applicable to SDG 12, consumption and production, as this considers the connection between production and consumption while discussing Islamic finance and economics. It considers how Islamic finance and microeconomics impact financial stability and economic growth, which plays a significant role in consumption and production. This research uses a qualitative method in which we have researched numerous articles to understand the concept of this paper. In this study, 5 questions will be highlighted. By examining these 5 questions, we were able to comprehend how the application of Maqasid Al-Shariah can improve trade and financial performance while establishing justice in the corporate world and social at large. These were the questions highlighted. 1. What is Maqasid Al-Shariah? An introduction on Maqasid Al-Shariah. 2. What is microeconomics and what is the importance of finances and financial stability in relation to microeconomics? 3. How does Maqasid Al-Shariah help in development of micro-entrepreneurs who are the founders of micro-business? 4. What is the importance of Maqasid Al-Shariah in Islamic economics and finance, which will help further in the development of financial stability and microeconomical gain? 5. How can we apply Maqasid Al-Shariah in the financial stability and microeconomical gain? Now I'll proceed with the discussion. What is Maqasid Al-Shariah? An introduction on Maqasid Al-Shariah. Islamic scholars have offered numerous definitions of Maqasid Al-Shariah. Muhammad Tahir ibn al-Asyur provided one definition for Maqasid Al-Shariah, describing it as concepts and wisdoms highlighted by Islamic law, generally or in most cases of commandment, revelation without defining particular Sharia judgments. I'll now discuss other frameworks of other known scholars. Imam al-Ghazali described Maqasid Al-Shariah as it fulfills the following 3 needs: Daruriyat, primary needs; Hajjiyah, secondary needs; and Tahsiniyah, tertiary needs. Imam Ash-Shatibi described that every individual must achieve the 5 fundamental tenets of Maqasid Al-Shariah to be happy both now, in this world, and in the afterlife, which includes protection of religion, life, soul, intellect or mind, and wealth. Sayyid Nawab Naqvi described that Maslahat is the main objective of Maqasid Al-Shariah. Moving on to the second question. What is microeconomics and what is the importance of finances and financial stability in relation to microeconomics? The area of economics known as microeconomics considers how individuals, households, and firms behave while making decisions about the economy based on the allocation of limited resources. Microeconomics studies how choices and actions from all these decision makers may impact the supply and demand for product and services, which in turn determine the prices to pay. These prices determine how much commodities are supplied by firms and how much customers seek goods. This financial stability will form economic stability and indirectly avoids the problem of poverty in the economy. People live in peace and prosperity without problem of lack of resources. It will reduce the suffering of the individual to less stress and get better health. If there is financial instability, it will also result in economic instability. The cost of living will rise. Consumers will become less confident and there may be a rise in the unemployment rate. The economy will need to incur increased costs which will have an impact on both people and enterprises. How does Maqasid Al-Shariah help in development of micro-entrepreneurs who are the founders of micro-business? The first question to ask is, who are entrepreneurs? Entrepreneurs are those who are able to seize chances and take efforts to build and expand enterprises in innovative and creative methods in order to confront the risk of failure. They may also be characterized as those who can build, run, and institutionalize their own business in order to generate work and employ themselves to serve others. The second point that needs to be addressed is what the connection is between microeconomics and entrepreneurs. Micro-entrepreneurs is the founder of a micro-business. These super small enterprises begin with minimal investments and have less than 10 employees. Microeconomics investigates the elements that have an impact on specific enterprises and organizations and these micro-businesses. This contrasts with macroeconomics, which investigates the elements that have an impact on a whole region's economy or even the world's economy. It can be concluded that the Maqasid Al-Shariah, which is directly related to the development of micro-entrepreneurs, help in protecting nasl and property, mal. In the context of micro-entrepreneurship, preserving business continuity and sustainability is referred to as protecting descendants, nasl, while asset protection in the context of micro-enterprises is a company that needs expert management to expand and turn a profit. Micro-entrepreneur success is portrayed in financial and non-financial metrics. The transforming and spiritual components can also be used to determine a micro-entrepreneur's success. Now, what is the importance of Maqasid Al-Shariah in Islamic economics and finance, which will help further in the development and financial stability and microeconomical gain? Maqasid Al-Shariah has attempted to restructure economies in accordance with Islamic teaching and ideals. Beyond its most evident practical result, the formation of Islamic banks aimed at avoiding interest and promoting Islamic economic rules, thereby accomplishing Shariah's noble purposes. The challenges stem from a variety of factors, including a proper understanding of Maqasid Al-Shariah in Islamic economics. The importance of Maqasid Al-Shariah in creating Islamic corporate finance stems from the status of wealth in Islamic law and Maqasid Al-Shariah. This significance also relates to the purpose of Islamic law in financial and commercial transactions and the general Shariah's goals in wealth. The maintenance and protection of wealth are considered an essential interest. This architecture and classification of Maqasid Al-Shariah demonstrates the centrality of wealth and the relevance of money in Islamic law. To establish justice and equality in economics and finance, there are principles defined in the Shariah's objective. These are all the justifications for why Maqasid Al-Shariah will continue to contribute to the growth of financial stability and microeconomic gain. Some of those Sharia objectives include prohibition of monopoly, prohibition of major uncertainty, and prohibition of duress. Proceeding with the last question, how can we apply Maqasid Al-Shariah in the financial stability and microeconomical gain? Maqasid Al-Shariah will undoubtedly assist in microeconomic improvements. To accomplish financial stability and microeconomical gain, we must grasp how to use the Maqasid Al-Shariah concept. So, how can we put it into proper use? One of the Shariah's key goals is Hifz al-Mal or wealth preservation. According to Muslim jurists, the idea of Hifz al-Mal extends beyond its strict sense. The notion incorporates the incentive to generate, save, and distribute money in a just and equitable manner. The fundamental instruments for understanding a market agent's behavior are supply and demand. By engaging in lawful and permissible economic activities such as lawful and permissible sale transactions, Muslims are encouraged to continue developing their wealth and having to meet their families' needs without harming the right of others. Even though wealth development is encouraged, it should never be done at the expense of one's religion by engaging in riba activities and other prohibited activities. Islam does not give such transactions any blessing. To sum up, we must recognize and acknowledge that Maqasid Al-Shariah is a significant factor that affects economics, finance, and commercial transactions. Shariah's goal is to provide value to all financial and banking transactions as well as other business-related activities. Maqasid Al-Shariah helps in financial stability and economic growth by striking a balance between the needs of the individual, which are driven by self-interest, and the needs of the society, which encourage social welfare programs. Additionally, it is important to note that a thorough comprehension of Maqasid Al-Shariah is very important for implementation in the fields of finance and economics.